All right, y'all. So we got a few little things I want to talk about. I know it's been a while since we've done anything, but I have some things I want to share with you guys and we want to talk about real quick. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is this Will Smith thing. Now I know that I'm a little late covering this, but I have some thoughts that I want to give. And we're going to start with the Will Smith thing. I got some other things I want to show you guys. So let's go ahead and let's take a look. I'm going to react to this Will Smith thing. Let's take a look.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith.
Okay. Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth.
Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television.
Okay. So basically, as you guys know, I mean, this is all over everywhere you
who's
look.
got the hardest job tonight?
People are talking about this. Now, the thing is, this is a distraction. Okay? Period, point blank. It is a distraction. Now, whether or not it's real or if it's fake, nobody knows. But these are actors, okay, that are very profound in playing certain roles. But I believe that this is literally distraction. Whether it's real, whether it's not, doesn't freaking matter. I think it's real because if it was staged and it was something that they had planned ahead of time, why would Will Smith do something that would potentially destroy his career, which is what we're seeing right now? His career is being completely destroyed behind this. You know, even people that the circles he runs in, the higher ups, the people he's connected to, they're turning on him. So it's either a humiliation ritual or it's just something that they needed to happen, that they used as a distraction because they needed a distraction. But either way, there's bigger things going on in the world, and this is literally just something that they're trying to distract you from. And the reason why I believe it's a distraction is because, I mean, they're talking about this every single freaking day. You know, like, let's not act like the trending stuff is not put in the trending section for a certain purpose. This is a distraction. What are they doing behind the scenes that they don't want us to know about, where they're constantly covering this story? You know, now, as far as Will Smith and just him as a person, I've been calling out this dude for a very long time. I told you this dude is sus. I told you he gets down with the get down. I told you this dude is bisexual. And he's a beta. He's weak. He's soft. And that's why his wife, quote unquote, doesn't respect him. That's why she slept around with August Alsina. Because he's weak. He's soft. No woman wants a man like Will Smith that's weak and is a beta male. As a man, you're supposed to establish your dominance in the household, and your wife should respect you. But I'm not going to put it all on Will Smith because Jada, she is a Jezebel. This woman is wicked. And he is unequally yoked with her. And now he's stuck with her because he's not going to divorce her simply because, there's so much money that he'll lose if he were to divorce her. And honestly, adultery, sex, somebody disrespecting the marriage and sleeping with someone outside of the marriage, according to the Bible, that is grounds for divorcing somebody. But he's not going to do that because he's got too much attached to her, meaning that she gonna leave with at least half of everything he got, which is exactly why he's not gonna leave her. Everybody's like, Will Smith should just leave her. He's not gonna leave her. Now, Ari Spears did he did some commentary on it, giving his opinion, and I low-key thought it was funny, so we're gonna just watch what he said, and I agree with him. Honestly, I feel like Ari Spears is probably one of the realest comedians out here. He's one of my favorite comedians. But let's check this out. I thought this was so funny.
Fuck is going on, man? Only niggas can turn the Oscars into the fucking Source Awards. And what's so fucking corny about this shit is that Will laughed at the joke at first. He laughed at the fucking joke. So apparently, Jada must have said something to him when they cut back to Chris. She probably leaned over and said, Tupac wouldn't have let that shit slide. I tell you right now, Will Smith is Chris Rock's Zoe Williams. Shit. A lot of people saying that shit. I don't think it's fake anymore, because when you see the part where he said, keep my name out your wife, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, that awkwardness, that when Chris went, I'm going to, that wasn't fake, yo. That shit was real as a motherfucker. I think Will corny for that, man. I mean, look, comedy's subjective. You know what I mean? Some people might, the alopecia thing, I get it. But no matter how much you think something is in bad taste, to do that, come on, man, fuck out of here. That was corny, man. Big shout out to Chris for maintaining his composure. But listen, man, I done had a ketchup bottle thrown at me and smacked me in the face. In Connecticut at the Funny Bone, I had the same Funny Bone, had a motherfucker wait for me at the show, wanted to stab me. I didn't know Edmonton, Canada was gangster. Had two white bitches in Edmonton. One come up want to fight me. Another one threw a pitcher of beer. At the Punchline in Sacramento, a dude wanted to rush the stage. A nigga in Orlando tried to rush the stage. You ain't doing comedy right unless niggas want to hurt you.
Facts.
When you touch them nerves, shit is real.
Facts.
I read a funny comment on here. Somebody said, when Will said, keep my wife's name out your mouth. And here's what I think Chris should have doubled down. Because at that point, you trying to embarrass me in front of my peers. When he said, keep my wife's name out your mouth, I think Chris should have came with one of them jokes. He should have took a beat and went, only black people can turn the Oscars into the Source Awards. I don't do a good Chris Rock, but you know what I mean. Well, maybe double down and say, yo, Will, you thought the joke was funny. Now all of a sudden you mad? Would Jada lean over to you and go, Tupac wouldn't have let that shit slide? Or better yet, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Nigga, why ain't you say that to the dude who had himself in your wife's mouth?
Facts!
Man.
Facts!
Double down, nigga. What are you gonna do? Go up there and hit you again?
Right.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Damn. And then you're gonna contradict yourself by having a speech talking about love and God working through you. Since when is God slapping the shit out of niggas? I thought God was merciful, loving, peaceful.
Right.
That's God working through you? I hate to see what happened if the devil worked through you.
Facts.
You know what would have been funny though? After Will slapped him, as he was walking back to the seat, the Oscars played in West Philadelphia, born and raised. Alright, that's all I really got on this. DM me for the link to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. I don't know, yo. The question I really want to know is, had that been a white Jewish comedian, would Will Smith have done the same thing?
Absolutely not. 100. See, I like this because he brought up some really good points. Number one, I feel like he's right. Chris Rock should have doubled down. As a comedian, you're not really supposed to pull punches. You're supposed to just say whatever the heck comes out. And if you soft and you emotional, you don't need to be going to no comedy show. Period. Or a place where you can possibly be roasted by another comedian. There's no comedian that's really gonna, hold back what they're saying and their delivery because of, some sort of ailment you might have, or if you're overweight, or if you have, like 6 moles on your face or something like that. They're always good. They gonna call you chocolate chip or something like that. Like, there's no way. Yeah, I got jokes. I used to do stand-up comedy back in the day. But there's just no way that a comedian is gonna pull punches. And the thing is, like Aries said, Will Smith laughed at the joke at first, and Jada Smith probably gave him a look like, go do something. That's what I'm saying. She runs the household. He does not. He might be the main source of income within that household, but he has not been running things in that household for quite some time. And, men that are watching this video, you need to be really, really careful simping to these women out here. Stop simping to these women. Because a lot of women will see that as a sign of weakness and take advantage of you. All right? So, stop the simping. And, like I said, I feel like Chris Rock should have kept going. And like Ari Spears said, it ain't like he gonna walk up there and hit you again. You should have doubled down. He just soft and he can't take a joke. All right, let's continue. Now, another thing I want to show you guys is very interesting about this Oscar thing. Let me show you this real quick. This particular Oscar show was sponsored by, guess who? Let's take a look. I'm going to show you this real quick. This is probably something that you probably don't know about. Look who's sponsoring it. I'm not going to say the name. Let me zoom in so you can see it loud and clear. Boom. Look who is sponsoring the show. Bam. Look at the symbolism right there. You see the pyramid symbolism? Like I said, this is no different than any other award show, music award show, whatever you want to call it. It's all connected. Okay? You see the symbolism. Now, let's take another look at something else here. I want to show you guys something else. Now, when Will Smith was crying at the Oscars, you can clearly see the backdrop behind him. And in this backdrop, you can clearly see more pyramid symbolism. And not just that.
Oh, man.
Look at that. You see these pyramids back here? Now, take a look at this. Now, let me show you something else. This goes deep, bro. Y'all know me. I go deep when I look at this stuff. Okay, look at this. This right here, these are PD symbols. When I say PD, I'm talking about people that are interested in kids inappropriately, okay? This right here is the boy lover logo, okay? Doesn't this look extremely similar to this? Maybe not exactly, but it's still the pyramid symbolism, okay? Just like this right here. And we all know about the pyramid symbolism. We know it represents the all-seeing eye of Lucifer. It's used in the occult. It's used by these rappers, when, like Jay-Z when he throws up the pyramid. But it also represents PDs. So they've literally got a PD symbol right in the background. These people in Hollywood are freaking sick, bro. And this little punk, little soft, little square marshmallow boy over here crying like a little girl. Look at this little punk.
Overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do.
I don't respect this dude, y'all. I do not respect him. And y'all might be like, oh, why are you being so harsh on Will Smith? Because he's soft. He's a punk. He let his wife tell him what the heck to do. I don't respect weak beta men. Because we as men, we're supposed to be masculine. We're supposed to be the head of the household. We're supposed to lead. Be providers. Be protectors. This man is over here crying like an emotional little girl, laughed at the joke at first, and then his wife told him to get up there and say something, or gave him a look or something like that, and then he went up and decided to do something. But you laughed at the joke at first. This could definitely be a humiliation ritual, which is why I say I don't believe that this was planned. I mean, I just believe it's something that probably happened organically, and they used it. The media took it and ran with it as the next distraction. Which is why I say maybe to a certain extent, maybe it is something that they wanted. Maybe they did tell Chris to make that joke, you know, to get a reaction from him so that they could create this moment. Maybe they didn't expect Will Smith to walk up and slap him like he did, but it's definitely some sort of distraction. That I can say for sure. But anyway, let's move on. Now, like I said, you can see who sponsored this. And this company right here that you can see right here is actually coming up with a VXX for alopecia. Interesting. All right, let's move on. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys is this summit that just took place, the World Government Summit. Okay? Now, I haven't really talked too much about this as far as I've talked a little bit about the Great Reset and things like that. By the way, if you guys have not heard my album, it came out last Friday, and we are basically, I have a whole album, you know, basically talking about these things. As a matter of fact, real quick, let me just show you guys the album real quick. This is my YouTube. If you want to subscribe to my music channel, you can find it. The link is in the description. But this is my album right here. Okay, I'm not going to play the thing. I'm just going to show you real quick the album. You know what I'm saying? And right here, I have a song called The Great Reset. I explain to you what it is, what to expect from it. Okay?
So, what is the Great Reset?
This is my song, all right? So, you know, anyway, if you haven't had a chance to check out the album, it's on my music channel. Links are in the description, okay? So I have a song exposing what it is. So let me go back here to... Okay, so the World Government Summit. Listen to that terminology in itself. The World Government Summit. Now this took place, I believe, like maybe 2 weeks ago or so. And it's basically all of the governments of the world coming together. Why? For the NWO. It's obvious, okay? Now, Klaus Schwab pleaded with all of the government leaders to act now. Let's take a look at what he said. Now, this man is directly connected to the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, the Rockefellers, you know, the rich and powerful families that run this world that have been, you know, planning this NWO thing, this New World Order for quite a very, very long time. Let's take a look at what this clown says. Clown Schwab, that's what I'm going to start calling him.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to participate for the 8th time at this important meeting, even if only in a virtual way. I would like to express my high respect to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum for having taken the initiative for creating such an important global platform for governments shaping the future. I also want to congratulate Dubai for having organized such a successful World Expo despite all the repercussions of the global pandemic. Last November, in partnership with His Excellency Mohammed Al-Gargawi, we brought together 60 top intellectual thinkers here in Dubai. Thank you to His Excellency for enabling this initiative to define a longer-term narrative to make the world more resilient, more inclusive, and more sustainable. With all the current issues on our agenda, we tend to forget that we are in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution, which accelerates global change in much more comprehensive and faster ways than the previous three revolutions, as well as develop the necessary ethical and political frameworks around those new technologies to ensure that those technologies are human-centered and society-oriented. The world has to overcome not only the damage done to our economies and our societies by COVID-19, it also has to confront the repercussions of a dangerous clash between major global powers. History is truly at a turning point. We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen.
Okay, that's a lie. He knows exactly what's coming, okay? He's not going to tell you, oh, there's going to be a great economic collapse to usher us into the MOTB. You know what I'm talking about. Into the potato chip. We know exactly what their plan is. We know that their plan is a lot of pop, okay? We know that they are destroying the current world order to bring in the new world order, which is the Great Reset. Matter of fact, if you look right here at the icon, the symbol for the World Economic Forum, this is clearly a 666. All right, so him saying, oh, we don't know what the structural change, they know exactly what's coming. They know exactly what's coming. Why do you think that a lot of these elitists have underground bunkers? There is a great devastation that's coming that they have been planning. All of the world governments, all of these world leaders are all part of this. Okay, so if you're a Trump supporter, if you support the Ukraine, or you stand with Rush, you know who I'm talking about, or any of these world leaders, you are being bamboozled, you are being fooled, you are being conned. All of them are part of this. Every single one of them is. This is why I tell people, read Psalms 118:8. Do not put your trust in man. Put it in the Most High Yahuwah alone. Because that's why people that like be supporting Trump and, supporting him and saying, oh, he's a Christian. No, he's not. He was at the World Economic Forum. This is him right here at the World Economic Forum. He's part of this. And some people will say, well, he was at the World Economic Forum and he was saying to stop it and don't bring this forward. Well, if he was really against all of this stuff, why is he not exposing the Great Reset for what it is and telling people this is an evil plot that has been planned for centuries upon centuries to bring in the NWO? Why is he not saying that? Because he's part of it, and he's a puppet, and he's controlled. And he's controlled opposition. He presents himself as if he's against it, but in actuality, he works with them just as much as everybody else. Let's continue.
However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected.
So the energy systems, the supply chain, and the food systems will all be affected. So he's literally coming forward and he's telling you out of his own mouth the great devastation that will lead into the Great Reset. Let's continue. We're not going to watch the rest of this because this dude is so boring and I'm just tired of hearing his voice. All right, now we're not going to watch this whole thing, but notice how they keep on using the word peace. You're going to hear the word peace a lot in these days. And if you read 1 Thessalonians 5:3, it says, for when they say peace and security, then sudden destruction will come up on them. So when you keep hearing them say peace, 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 sudden destruction will soon come. Let's take a look at this real quick. Finding peace within the crisis and moving beyond the plan.
As we are transitioning from a world of wars where we fight with each other we're entering a new era where we have to work together, we have to collaborate in order to address global threats. We address global threats primarily with innovation. The values of innovation are values of making a world better, and we need to add to that solidarity on a global basis.
And I think that it's probably innovation which is changing the world. And on that, I'm 200% in agreement with Remy. The world is changing, the business is changing, the politics are changing, the science is changing thanks to innovation. And it's obvious that we need to bring the two together in order to build the world.
Bring the two together in order to build the world. So they're not really hiding their intentions. Now, to the sheep, to the ones out there that don't see this for what it is and are still calling people like me conspiracy theorists, they're not seeing what these people are literally telling you blatantly what they're trying to do. You know, they use words like it's all inclusive and, you know, a more innovative, better world. And all of that stuff is literally just blanket terms that they're using to describe this evil satanic thing that they're bringing forward, okay? So, you know, don't get caught up in the euphemisms. And that's what they use. They use these euphemisms. Now, I want to talk about this guy, Zelensky. Now, I'm not saying 100% I know this for a fact, but this guy, I believe there's a great chance he is the Antichrist. Now, why do you say that, TTP? I'm going to explain it to you. So yesterday he made a speech at the Grammys. And I'm looking at a lot of the media coverage about this man. And what's really interesting about Zelensky is that both left-wing media news and right-wing media news are calling him a hero. Now, you know both the left and the right never agree on anything. They are always arguing. But that's what you need not pay attention to. Don't pay attention to what they're arguing over. Pay attention to what they are agreeing on. Because at the end of the day, the left-wing and right-wing news will support the Great Reset. They will support Zelensky. They will support these world leaders. They will support the Antichrist. Now, I'm going to get a little bit more into why I think he's the beast, but like I said, I don't know for a fact, but I'm just looking at how he's being portrayed. I'm looking at how nobody knew who he was, and now all of a sudden he's being called a global hero, a global leader. In the comment section, people are calling him a global leader. In certain media news outlets, they're calling him a great global leader, a world leader. Those are things you need to be paying attention to. Certain terminologies you need to pay attention to see what they're hinting at. Let's take a look at what he said last night at the Grammys.
The world, what's more opposite to music? The silence of ruined cities and killed people. Our children draw swooping rockets, not shooting stars. Over 400 children have been injured and 153 children died, and we'll never see them drawing. Our parents are happy to wake up in the morning in bomb shelters, but alive. Our loved ones don't know if we will be together again. The world doesn't let us choose who survives and who stays in eternal silence. Our musicians wear body armor instead of tuxedo. They sing to the wounded in hospitals, even to those who can't hear them, but the music will break through anyway. We defend our freedom to live, to love, to sound. On our land, we are fighting Russia, which brings horrible silence with its bombs, the death silence. Feel the silence with your music. Feel it today to tell our story. Tell the truth about the war on your social networks, on TV. Support us in any way you can, but not silence. And then peace will come to all our cities.
You heard that? You heard that. Support the war, but not with silence, and then the peace will come. Do you hear what he's saying, y'all? Now, we know that the Antichrist, I've been teaching this since I started my channel, that the Antichrist will sign a peace deal in Israel for 7 years. Now, it won't just be peace in the Middle East, but it'll look as if it's a peace that is a global peace that will come. But he's basically saying that support the war, then peace will come. So we know that there's going to be some sort of war that will affect people enough to support what he's saying. Because people are going to want peace. And if he's proposing the idea that there will be some sort of destruction, which we know will happen because we know the Great Reset is the destruction of the current world order to usher in the new world order, right? So there has to be some sort of devastation for the Antichrist, which could be Zelensky, to come promising peace. There has to be chaos. There has to be a lead up to him coming and seeming to have all the answers.
The war is destroying Chernihiv, Kharkiv, Volnovakha, Mariupol, and others. They are legends already, but I have a dream of them living and free, like you on the Grim stage.
Now, I think this is so interesting because we have never seen some president, especially one that's not here in the States, appear on the Grammys. And I'm even seeing on Twitter a lot of people saying, you know, celebrities and stuff getting behind him and saying, we want to see him on the Grammys, and now he was on the Grammys. This is unheard of, y'all. That's why I'm saying he could definitely be the beast, because just like Obama came out of nowhere and was thrust in people's faces all over the media and becoming loved and heralded and looked at as a great hero and a great leader, we are seeing the same thing happen with Zelensky. Now, there's people like me who can see through the BS and know that they're all controlled, they're all part of this, but there's something else I want to show you about Zelensky that makes me not side with him. Now, I already know about the Great Reset. I'm already aware that all of these world leaders are part of it. But let me show y'all something. Now, Zelensky is also respected by many because he used to be an actor. He was in television. He was on a show where, I think it was called Man of the People or something like that, where he was just, he was like I believe he was, let me see here. Let me pull it up because I don't remember the exact plot. I haven't seen the movie, but let me just pull this up real quick. But there's something I want to show you about him that, you know, if you believe in him and you're falling for the lies, let me show y'all something real quick. Because this right here is going to identify to you exactly who this man is and what side he is on. Just in case you don't listen to me and you think I'm crazy, let me show you something. Servant of the People, that's what the movie's called. Okay, it was called Servant of the People. Okay, let's pull this up real quick here. I want to show you guys. Let me go to the IMDb, actually. Let's see here. IMDb. Let's pull this up and let's read what the movie is about. And then obviously you can see Zelensky right here. Man of the People. After a Ukrainian high school teacher tirades against government corruption goes viral on social media, he becomes president of the country. So he was an actual teacher, and then he became president of the Ukraine in this movie. And now he's the president of the Ukraine. Now, I think that's so interesting that he is coming up against a corrupt government, right, in this film, and becomes president to fight against corruption. So that's how the beast will appear when he comes on the scene. He will seem as if he's fighting against the corruption and all of these things, and he's going to appear as a man of the people or a servant of the people, but in actuality, he will soon lead against the people and be the leader of this corrupted system, the beast system. He will be the leader of the beast system. So this is him right here. And like I said, he was an actor before he became president. And it's so interesting that in this movie, he was a teacher and he somehow ends up wanting to fight against corruption and becomes president of the Ukraine. So I thought that was interesting. Now, let me show you something else here. Let's see. Where is that video at? Right here. Look at this video. This is Zelensky. Now, I'm going to have to mute the music for copyright purposes, but look at this dude. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. I'm not going to even say that. Just look. This is Zelensky. Look at this. Come on, dude. Gay, gay, gay. Sus. Homo. Look at this. High heels on, touching another man's butt. I mean, now, why do I believe he's the beast? Because the beast will not desire women. Let's pull that up real quick. I believe that's Daniel. Let's pull this up again. I think it's Daniel. Daniel chapter 11, verses 37. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, lowercase g, for he shall magnify himself above all. So isn't it so interesting how this dude is literally dressed in high heels, touching another man's butt, and the Bible clearly identifies in Daniel chapter 11 that the Antichrist will probably be a homo. And people ask me, oh, why are you so homophobic? Why do you talk so bad about gay people? Because the Bible says that it's an abomination. And the Antichrist himself will probably be gay. That mindset, that level of perversion comes from the enemy. Period. So it's not surprising to me that this dude is being held as a hero because the Antichrist has to appeal to homosexuals. Now, we know that the LGBT community, we know that they are a very protected group of people. And the devil is going, the Antichrist is known as the man of lawlessness. So, of course, he's going to pander to the LGBT. And when the LGBT see a video like this, they're going to automatically get behind him. Because they're going to look at him and like, oh, he's one of us. He cares about our equality. He cares about our struggles, quote unquote. But this is Zelensky, y'all. This is a grown man dressed in high heels, dancing with a bunch of gay men. I mean, this is just disgusting. This is just absolutely disgusting. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Now, let's take a look at The View. The View talked about him and the way that they're talking about him. Now, I know that this show is a bunch of propagandists. Okay, like Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, all of these people, they're all propagandists. These women, these cackling hens, are nothing but leftist propagandists. Okay? But if you listen to what they're saying and the way that they talk about him, they're hailing him as a hero. Let's take a look at this real quick. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but we'll just kind of cut through some of it.
Continue their valiant fight to hold off invading Russian troops. A frustrated Putin has raised his nuclear threat to high alert. Diplomatic talks are underway, and Ukrainian President Zelensky is getting international praise for the way he has risen to the occasion and continues to battle Putin's aggression. So Zelensky's leadership is surprising a lot of people. I'm not sure why, but I'll ask the question.
Well, because they underestimate a comedian. He was a comedian, and now he's
and an artist.
And there's so many people to admire in what's going on right now, and he's number one. And then there are the Ukrainian people themselves who are basically really defying civilians, in addition to the others, defying the Russian soldiers. And then there are the people in Russia who are protesting. I mean, that's dangerous to do in that country. Something like, what did I say here, 59...
Okay, hold on. I'm going to fast forward because I wanna go to what Sunny says. And she's talking about, he's a hero.
Grandson, my understanding is he is the grandson of one of 4 brothers who were killed by the Nazis. He is actually a grandson. And so he's just doing such an incredible job. I know the United States offered to take him and his family out, and he said, I don't need transportation, I need weapons.
I don't need a ride.
I don't need a ride, and I thought that was incredible. One of the reports, though, that's coming out of the Ukraine that I found particularly upsetting is that there are a lot of African students, Nigerian.
Let me go back.
I don't need a ride, and I thought that was incredible. And so Son, my understanding is he is the grandson.
And when Putin says that it's the Nazification, it's ironic, really, that, you know...
The grandson, my understanding is he is the grandson of one of...
Let me see. I'm trying to find a part where she says he's a hero.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of the Ukrainian border guards are sort of letting men, and it is happening, and there's plenty of video that it is happening, and I think it's because the Ukraine invites and encourages a lot of Nigerian students and Indian students to come there for affordable...
All right, well, I can't find it, y'all. But anyway, the way they talk about him, and if he is the beast, you can imagine that they're going to say much more admirable things about him. You know what I'm saying? That's how he's going to be portrayed in the media, is a hero. He'll be looked at as a world leader. Now, let's read some of these comments so you can see how brainwashed people are. And all these people that are supporting Zelensky, they're either sleep and don't realize, you know what I'm saying, who he could be, or they're just brainwashed by the media and don't realize that Agenda 2030 is a real thing and that all of these world leaders are behind it. But let me just read some of the comments here. President Zelensky is a hero for standing his ground even though he thinks he might die. He knows most of the world stands with him and the Ukrainian people. Most of the world. Yeah, because most of the world is asleep. But anyway. Let's see. Hats off to Zelensky. I admire the way he kept his integrity. That's so rare for leaders all over the world. Wow. Interesting. I love a president who fights for his country. Is not a traitor. President Zelensky just became the sexy and most courageous world leader. A real man indeed to stand by his people in this time of crisis. Wow. Let's see. I'm going to find some more stuff to read. Zelensky is an outstanding leader with great passion. He's playing his cards right, trying to get the West, especially U.S., as not involved as possible, so as not to possibly escalate things. God bless President Zelensky. President Zelensky is a hero. He has balls and willing to stay in Ukraine along his parliament is amazing. Zelensky and his citizens are amazing. I mean, look at this, dude. President Zelensky is amazing. Good Lord and blessings to him. President Zelensky is doing great. Do you see how they're talking about him? Zelensky is opposite of Trump in every way. Like I said, Trump is part of it, but they make him the bad guy to bring down anybody, because mostly people on the conservative side are Christians. They believe in Christ. They believe in the Bible. They believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but they're deceived in supporting Trump because they don't fully know the truth. But they're using Trump to bring down anybody that's a believer in Christ, period, point blank. That's why I tell you, do not attach yourself to this Trump stuff, because it's a trap. Zelensky is a real one. So you can just see how people are really standing with this man. Even though they don't really know too much about him, I honestly admire Zelensky. Zelensky is taking up arms and fighting alongside soldiers. Can you imagine a U.S. president or other world leader doing that? They'd be evacuated and hidden in some underground shelter. Zelensky is not a career politician. He is proof we need term limits. Every one of our leaders will go on hide on both sides. Okay, well, yeah, whatever. Truly, he's a man with a lot of courage and spine. Ukraine president is an amazing man. Ukraine's president almost becoming like Roman Emperor Constantine. As Kyiv is invaded by Russians, he will stand with his people to get very much in such bravery and heroic duty to our own civilization. Look how people are literally supporting the Ukraine. Now, the Ukraine, to be honest with you, it's a lot of stuff connected to the Ukraine that is evil. Like sex trafficking. You know, I'm not going to get too deep into that, but there's a lot of corrupt stuff. And people are posting the Ukraine in their bios, posting the flag, you know, all on their social media, not understanding that if this man is the beast, you're already supporting him and you don't even know it. That's what I'm saying. People are sheep. Like, whatever the heck the media tells you to believe, whatever they tell you to stand with, people just go along with it because they don't think for themselves. And I guarantee you, every person that posted that flag took the VWX. And if they're already standing with Zelensky now, if he is the man of sin, they will also stand with him when the MOTB finally comes. Like I said, I don't know if he is, but just the way he's being talked about in the media on both sides politically in a positive way. People are calling him a great world leader. You hear global leader and terminologies like that thrown in with him. That is definitely something to look at and pay attention to. All right, now let's move on. All right, so the next thing I want to show you guys here is... Oh, one more thing before we move on. I'm pulling up Daniel chapter 7, verses 7 through 8. Now, in my song, The Great Reset, on my music channel, like I said, links are in the description, I referenced Daniel chapter 7. Now, understand that if this man is the Antichrist, here's one thing we can use to be able to understand the Antichrist. So he's going to arise amongst 10 world leaders. So in Daniel chapter 7, verse 7, it's talking about the final kingdom that will arise before the return of Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, the Messiah. So it says, after this I saw in the night visions and beheld a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. It had great iron teeth. It devoured and broke in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and beheld there came among them another little horn, before whom were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and beheld in this horn were eyes like a man, and a mouth speaking great things. So it says that this beast has 10 horns, okay? This beast represents a kingdom, okay? This kingdom is the final beast system. A lot of people and Bible scholars have theorized it will be a revived Roman Empire. So this final beast will be connected to Rome, right? Because the original third beast, the 3 beasts that come before the fourth beast were Babylon, the Medo-Persian Empire, and the Greece Empire. Okay, all of those kingdoms have already come, and like I said, each of these beasts in Daniel chapter 7 represent kingdoms. Okay, and it says that this beast had 10 horns. That those 10 horns represent 10 world leaders amongst this beast, this final beast. Okay, and that the little horn will arise out of the 10 horns. So there will be 10 world leaders that will come into the world stage in these last and final days. And this Antichrist character will arise amongst one of these 10 world leaders. So whoever this Antichrist person is already a world leader, which we know Zelensky is a world leader. So I believe he could definitely be the beast. He could be that little horn that comes amongst the 10 world leaders of this final kingdom, which will be of a revived Roman Empire. So, just something to think about. Now, let's move forward with this. All right, we took that already, and we covered that. Okay, and I think that's everything. Oh, and I want to show you something else as well. Going back to the one where I missed this earlier, but this right here is a video from 2016. And this is the Young World Leaders Conference. And obviously you can see Emma Watson at this conference. This is what I mean when I say all of these celebrities are going to push the NWO. They're all going to push this Great Reset. This is the one young world, okay? So this is how they are conditioning the youth to accept the Great Reset as something good. And they're using people like Emma Watson, who is very well known, and you know, she was in the Harry Potter movies, she was in the Beauty and the Beast remake, she's a very well known celebrity. And she's also pushing this one world great reset beast system. Let's take a look at what she says. We're now watch the whole thing.
Thank you. Two years ago, I launched a campaign called He for She at the UN in New York. I was very nervous before that speech. The nerves were followed by a tremendous high immediately afterwards and a crashing low a few days after that. My best hopes and my worst fears were confirmed all at once. I had opened Pandora's box to a standing ovation and almost simultaneously a level of critique I had never experienced in my life, and the beginning of what would become a series of threats. The last 2 years have been a baptism of fire, to say the least, where I learnt just how little I know and also how much. It was my scary first step as an activist, a word I never imagined that I would use. Cause for equality. The best thing about the last 2 years has been this: finding people from such disparate experiences and communities that I found that I have something in common with. This is a community of artists, spiritual teachers, dreamers, thinkers, doers, who work together and support each other. For the first time in my life, I found my sisterhood, a brotherhood, however you want to describe it.
A brotherhood, interesting
I found
word.
my tribe.
You see all these flags right here? These are all of the different nations of the world coming together as one for this one world government. Do you guys see what's going on here? This is why I'm being banned on YouTube. This is why I'm being censored. Because they don't want you guys to see this for what it really is. Okay? They're going to use these influencers more and more to push this. Let me show you something else. We're not going to watch this because I'm low-key bored. Just go keep it real. Let me show you something else. The global citizens. Let's talk about that for a second. I did a video not too long ago, kind of exposing what this is, and you can see the One World Together at Home. This is by the Global Citizen YouTube channel. Do you see what they're doing here? When you see words like global, it's an all-encompassing thing, and you can see right here. Stand up for the Ukraine. April 8th. You see what they're doing here? Now they're literally shoving standing up for the Ukraine in your face. Do you see how Zelensky could really be the beast? They're getting you to support him more than the country itself. This is really, really, really something people need to be paying attention to. And stop believing what the heck the media is telling you and telling you who to support. The only person you should be supporting is the Bible and Christ of the Bible. That's who you should be supporting. But the global citizens, okay? Now, this was an event that took place where they had various different celebrities. You've got Elton John. You've got, I don't know who this guy is. But you've got various different artists. Cyndi Lauper, Alicia Cara, different celebrities, Lizzo, different celebrities performing for this group. Guys, this is all part of their plan, okay? And you're going to see many of these different world leaders at these different conferences.
This revolutionary
for global
new device
unity.
can remove up to 10 times more earwax than a traditional cotton swab.
There are several reasons why we are concerned
about the situation of anyone who lives on the other side of the world. The first one is that we are human beings, and we can never remain oblivious to the suffering of others, wherever they are.
It's not normal that the birth of place makes the future of
Look, the Prime Minister of Luxembourg,
Dual citizenship means someone
the 8th UN Secretary General.
with
Do y'all see this? They're all connected. They're all connected. I don't need to show you anything else. This is all connected. All of these world leaders are all in cahoots with each other. I don't care if you're left, if you're a leftist, if you support conservatives, if you're on the left or the right. All of these politicians you support are all on board with this. Because if they weren't, they would not be allowed to come into these positions of authority and power to lead people if they were not all in on it. Period, point blank. Now, let me see if there's something else I want to show you guys. I don't know if I'm going to find it on YouTube because I don't know the actual link. And I'm pretty sure if I type in the NWO, I won't find what I'm looking for. But they actually admitted to the NWO, literally at this summit. Let me see. I'm gonna find it. I can't find it, bro. Dang it. Yeah, I literally cannot find it, guys. That really sucks, though. Yeah, they literally admitted to it. You know what? I'm gonna go to a Call for Uprisings channel because I know he covered it. Shout out to him. Let's see if I can find it here. Where are you, buddy?
This is a call.
Let me see here, y'all. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. I gotta show him some love because I think he is one of the best, truthers out here. Matter of fact, watching his videos is kind of how I woke up to the truth. Dang, I can't find it, y'all. And he's got so many channels because, they keep shadow banning him. I can't find it, but, I mean, it's not really anything that I need to show you because you guys already know it's a real thing, but I just wanted to show it to you guys just so you can see for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It says they're not hiding any of this stuff. Actually, you know what? I know who covers it. High Impact Flicks covered this. Let's check it out.
Welcome back to High Impact Flicks and the ongoing 24/7 365 stage show. Speaking of stage show, just in case there was any doubt that the powers that shouldn't be desire to drive us closer and closer to a central bank digital currency where we'll lose literally all of our
order. I remember talking to us. Are we ready for a new world order? I remember talking to an Australian diplomat at one point about this break between the US and China and said, both sides are going to say, whose team are you on? Mm-hmm. And he said, our job is to make sure the question never arises. But the question has arisen. And so I think we have to go deeper. And it's not about the US versus China. It's about what underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in '71, and so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge...
Do you guys see what they're saying? Not only are they admitting to the New World Order, but they're literally telling you they are about to abandon cash. so that they can track all of your transactions. Now, they already do that through our debit cards and, digital payment systems such as Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Google Pay, and things like that. But this is why they really want digital money more than anything else. They want it because they want more control over everything. And if there's a digital currency, they are able to just shut off your account, freeze your bank account, freeze your funds instantly at the drop of a hat. So if you posted something on social media that goes against the narrative, like me posting this video, they can just shut off my account and I can't buy or sell. I can't do anything. So this is about control. Now, I believe the economic collapse will happen first, and there will be a form of digital money, and then eventually the mark will be the final solution, that they will use for this digital money system that they want to create. So the mark will be the final chess piece move to be able to fully control everything. But it'll start out, there'll be an economic collapse, and there will be that's why they're kind of conditioning people with crypto. And Biden actually, matter of fact, let's pull that up. Biden signed into something about a global, I'm sorry, not a global, but a government digital currency, which is called the Fed coin, I believe. Let's take a look at this real quick. That's something to look into as well, something to pay attention to. Let's see. Fed to consider possibility of issuing a central bank digital currency. Yeah, Biden signs executive order on cryptocurrency. Yeah, let's check this out real quick, y'all.
Cooper's an amazing 13-year-old, but he struggles every day. He has a rare disease.
The White House is set to release an executive order this week calling on federal agencies to review cryptocurrencies and study the potential creation of a U.S. digital dollar. Joining me right now is
A U.S. digital dollar. Do y'all see what's going on here? And it's not going to just be in America. It will become a global thing, but governments around the world are slowly implementing this. Okay, so it's an executive order. So that means it's something that will happen. It's not something that is to be passed by the Senate, by the House. It is something that will be implemented very, very soon. We will see it happen. Okay? So it doesn't matter who's president. Even if Trump is president, he's not going to undo this. All right? But they are literally telling you that they're going to get rid of fiat currency and it'll become digital. And Biden has signed an executive order for federal agencies to implement and very soon put into place a digital dollar known as the Fed coin. Wake up. Wake up. If you're a person that has a lot of money and has a lot of wealth, and you think that that's going to save you in these times, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's not. If you know someone that's a millionaire that thinks that they're going to be fine and they're going to be okay and their money is going to protect them through anything because they have a lot of it, they will be affected by this too. The only people that will not be affected by this are the people at the very top. They will not be affected by it because I'm pretty sure most of them already have the chip in them already. They already have the MOTB in them already. They're not going to be affected by this. But to the regular schmegular Joe or the neighborhood millionaire and everybody else, aside from the people at the top of the pyramid, they're all going to be affected by this. Because when the economic collapse happens, all that cash you got in your house, all that cash you got in that bank account, all that cash that people showing off on social media will literally be obsolete and won't have any value whatsoever. And that's why they created this whole C-word thing. They created it because they needed it as a scapegoat to bring in this great reset. Look how much the world has changed behind one thing, the C-word that happened in 2020. Look how much the world has changed behind that. It's a scapegoat. They needed some sort of event to take place so they could move forward with this. And the C word was the perfect scapegoat for this. With the C word, they're able to reset the money, destroy the economy to reset the money, cause inflation to destroy the economy to reset the money, to usher in all types of draconian mandates, to move forward with the pop agenda, to distract people from what they're doing behind closed doors, to bring all of the leaders together to move forward and start implementing digital currency all across the world, to condition people into accepting this global, so-called global leader, Zelensky. Like I said, I don't know if he's the beast, but it's looking like it from what I can see so far. Look at how much they've been able to do in the last 2 years behind one thing. So anyway, y'all, I think that's pretty much it. I think I've covered mostly everything I wanted to cover in this video. I don't want to make it too long, but it's just something to think about, y'all. Now, I know I haven't uploaded a video in a while, but, you know, I'm going to do more streams like this, like safe streams. I'm going to do safe streams. I'm going to call them safe streams. Streams I can upload on this channel without having to worry about it being deleted. That's why, you know, there's certain things I can't talk about and show you. But, you know, for certain things I can show you, I can't, you know, talk about. And we were able to do that in this video. So, anyway, guys, it's your boy TTP, back with another video. Like I said, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my music channel, okay? Make sure to subscribe. Let me just show you real quick. You can either type in my name, and all of my music is right here. These are all my videos or whatever. I've got a video premiering tomorrow for a remix that I did for a song that's on my album, Conspiracy Realist. And, yeah, I got a lot of great musical content over there. You know what I'm saying? I basically do music and hip-hop music. Yeah. Sorry about that. I basically do music. Like, I make videos, right, exposing the evils and things like that. I basically do that with music. You know what I'm saying? On this music channel. Like I said, the links are in the description. If you want to check out the album, Conspiracy Realist, you can find it on my music channel. Okay? And links are in the description. Alright? So anyway, I'll catch you guys later. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. And I will catch you guys later. Shalom.